What's up guys, we're back again with another amazing video of my 5-month-old puppy Rapha transitioning between bite work and retrieves. These are super complex and very advanced behaviors that you're not going to find anywhere else with a dog of this age. This is all made possible by our training system E-FLO. You can find that in the description. At the end of this video, I'm going to give a breakdown of everything that we're doing. Up, out, Kiwa. Oh, there we go. That's a good job. There we go. Good boy, Kiba. Yeah, that's a good job. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a boy. Oh. Out. Fetch. Up. Give me that. Oh. Out. Fetch. Up. That's a boy. Out. Fetch. Yeah. Out. Kiba. Oh, there we go. Oh. That's a boy. Yeah. There we go. Kiba. Oh. Yeah. Out. Over. Fetch. Up. That's a boy. Give me that. Yeah. Keep on. There we go. Good boy. Yeah. Whoa. Fetch. There we go. Sit. Up. Up. Up, 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 up. Good boy. Keep on. Oh, there we go. That's a good job. Whoa. Fetch. Keep on. Out. Keep on. There we go. Fetch. Yeah, that's a boy. Keep on. Yeah. Oh, fetch. That's a boy. All right, guys, as always, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. 5 months old Rapha using our E-FLO training system, doing some super advanced complex behaviors. What's difficult about this? All right. I encourage you to replicate it. And if you do, fantastic. Like, that's what I like to see people do, a little bit of friendly competition. So what I want to be able to talk about is the fact that the dog is doing things in opposite form. So both commands to fetch means to grab something with your mouth, and to bite means to grab something with your mouth. What I mean opposite is one's behind him and on the floor, and the other one's right in front of him, depending on the scenario. But let's just use that for example. He's sitting in front of me, I've got the bite sleeve on me, and the other object is behind him. And I'm telling him to grab something with his mouth. The dog, the puppy, has to pay such close attention that he understands what it is that I'm asking him to do. It's very easy for that scenario to be confused over and over again. Okay, so now vice versa. If I'm sending the dog for the retrieve, the dog is now focused on the retrieve, which means its mind is dedicated to the retrieve, the fetch command. If I tell that dog to spit the item out, even if he's in motion, his job is to spit it out. And if I tell him to bite, his job is to then bite back and forth, back and forth. Notice the objects are always in different places, and I'm always sending in different directions. So the dog actually has to pay attention to and track and find where's the retrieve item at. Now, when we get into clip 2, we're making things a little bit more difficult. We're no longer telling him to out. We're no longer stopping the behavior before we command the other behavior. The first segment starts with, or the first rep starts with being on the box, holding the object. And while he's holding the object, I just tell him to bite. So in that moment, he's got to spit the other object out and go straight to the bite. And you can see he does with speed, clarity, power, everything. Everything you would expect from a dog that's comfortable and confident and knowing what it is they're doing. Once he's on the bite, then I up it up again. I now go pick up the retrieve item. He's on the bite, and I take the retrieve item and I start smacking it onto the sleeve as a distraction, showing and demonstrating he's not coming off this bite just because I'm waving this around, until I command him to retrieve the item. And when I command him to retrieve the item, he immediately spits out the object and then grabs the item. And then in the next part, I will say there was a little bit of confusion there, all right? So, and when we look at it, I'm on top of him. So he has the object in his mouth, and when I command him to bite, I present the arm, and there's like no space for him to spit it out. So I even laugh in the video. He ends up biting the object with the object in his mouth. But as soon as I out him, he spits it right out. And then I tell him to bite, and there's no hesitation to the bite again. There's no fixation on the toy. He's very clear. I just screwed up in that moment and didn't allow room and movement for him to be able to perform properly, especially since this is brand new. In fact, some of you will not believe me, and it's okay because most people don't believe me anyways. And that even makes me feel really good because I know what's going on, but I had never done that with him before. So watching me tell him without outing him and stopping the behavior and commanding him to the next behavior has never been done with me and him. But it just goes to show that the fundamentals in our system transfer over to very difficult things. It's the foundation of everything. Retrieve drills are the foundation of biting for us. Again, it's put your mouth on something and move towards me. So teaching him to go pick up an object and bring it to me and continuously bring it to me is equivalent to having him bite an object and continuously move into me. That's why you see me all the time having the dog bring things to my hands, bring things to me. Even if I have him bite an object, I have him always come to me and jump on me. You cannot give a stronger investment to me than bringing it to me and jumping on me. All right, so I hope that breaks down what it is, what's difficult, how complex it is, and play around with your dog, see what you can do. As a fun challenge, just play around with your dogs, show it over and over again.